Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Jordan and welcome to today's video, which is my December TBR. That's right, we are already almost to the final month of the year, the final TBR of the year. I'm very excited about it, mostly because December is probably my favorite month on BookTube. I love creating end of the year content and I also really love consuming end of the year content. We've got Goodreads Choice Awards vlogs coming out. We've got worst and best books of the year videos, of course, coming out. I love hearing about whether everyone reached their reading goals for the year, and of course, everything about the Christmas and holiday season. So I'm excited about December. Creating a TBR for the month of December is always a little bit tricky. Typically, I structure my TBRs around reading vlogs that I would like to create within the month. But December, I don't post that many reading vlogs, mainly because I have so many other videos to put out at the end of the year. I also typically read less in December, probably because I'm watching so many YouTube videos. But this year, in December, I am really focused on reading books that will help me complete my yearly reading goals. If you have been here for a little while and if you watch my bi-monthly wrap-ups, then you are very familiar with my yearly reading goals. I do a check-in with those goals every couple of months to see which ones I am on track for and which ones I need to do some work to catch up on. And I'm doing pretty well. I do have a lot of confidence that I will hit most of my yearly reading goals, but it will take some intentionality, specifically in this last month, to push them over the finish line and to actually achieve the goals that I want to for the year. So that is a little different from my regular TBRs and content planning. I don't have, like I said, many vlogs planned for December, so I probably will just feature most of these videos in my bi-monthly wrap-up to come after December. But I am excited about the books that I have picked out for this last month of the year. So let's see where to start. I will start with probably the one vlog that I will try to post in December, which will be a book of the month vlog, mostly because I have a couple of books on my TBR from book of the month that I want to get to sooner than later, and also because they will help me reach some of my reading goals. I do have two of them physically, and then I just picked another book of the month book. Today actually is when they dropped, so I'll talk about that as well, but I obviously don't have it with me. But let's talk about my my oldest book of the month book from September. I have a book called To the Moon and Back by Eliana Ramaj. I believe this is a sci-fi book. And the top of the synopsis says, one young woman's relentless quest to become the first Cherokee astronaut will alter the fates of the people she loves most in this tour de force about ambition, belonging, and family. That sounds super up my alley. I loved Atmosphere earlier this year. This seems in a similar vein. Love to hear the Cherokee representation. I have not read many books featuring Cherokee main characters, so this will also definitely help with my representation goal for the year, as will the second book of the month book that I have, which is from November, and it's called Lightbreakers by Asia Gable. I think this is also a sci-fi book. It says, what would you give to relive the past? Maya, an artist, and Noah, a quantum physicist, share an insatiable curiosity about the world, but their happy marriage has a shadow over it. Serena, the child Noah had with his first wife, who died before she turned 4. When Noah is invited by the Janus Project to help unravel the secrets of time travel, he jumps at the opportunity. Okay, so it looks like he gets into some secret experimentation that's somewhat dangerous. Meanwhile, Maya returns to her own past in Japan and to a formative lover who once shattered her heart. Interesting, a heart-achingly moving novel. Lightbreakers plumbs the mysteries of human connection and explores how to love in a world where time is both a healer and a thief. This does sound like it will be somewhat emotional, especially with that daughter aspect who died before she turned 4, but also some possible like missed connections or people who would have been lovers in another time. Interesting, very interesting, but excited to get to this book. And then the book of the month book that I just picked this month in December is called Best Offer Wins by Marissa Cascino. This is a mystery thriller as far as I understand, and I do have to be selective with my mystery thrillers because that is one of my goals, to read less of those this year than compared to previous years, but this one sounded really interesting. It says it's about when one woman's obsession with finding her dream home goes too far, she'll take house hunting to a whole new level. So I was reading the synopsis. It sounds like it's about a woman who is wanting to buy a house, and all of her bidding wars she's losing, and she finds the perfect house, and she knows that it's going to go onto the market in like a month, but then she starts stalking the people who live there or something like that. The stalking and trespassing mystery thriller doesn't sound all that unique, but the house hunting part of it kind of does. So I'm actually pretty intrigued about this book, and I'm hoping it pays off for me. So that book will be in my possession soon enough. And then, like I said, I am planning on doing that book of the month vlog at some point within December. The next chunk of books that I have that I'll be reading in December are some books that I've been sent by publishers, which is very exciting and definitely need to be prioritized. And again, they are by authors and in genres and about things that I think will help me meet my reading goals. The first one I have is called There's Always Next Year by Leah Johnson and George M. Johnson. I have read from both of those authors separately before, but I think this is their first collaboration and I'm very excited about it. It says, There's Always Next Year is a dual POV double love story about what it means to nearly blow up your life and race to put it back together before your time runs out. And if they fail, well, there's always next year. This is an advanced copy of the book. It goes on sale in December of this year. It obviously is pretty New Year's themed, so I definitely want to read it right now as we're in the holiday season and going into New Year's. And of course, because it's publishing this month, it would be helpful if I can read it and get a review out before the book's publication. Then we've got another arc. We've got Oxford Blood by Rachel Davis Featherstone, another mystery thriller. This appears to be a young adult mystery thriller. It says a masterclass in YA dark academia, secret cults, trolling, blackmail, privilege, and murder. Oxford Blood is a good girl's guide to murder meets Ace of Spades as one girl navigates the cutthroat world of academia to uncover the truth behind her best friend's death. Again, I'm being selective with my mystery thrillers as to not go over my goal allotment of them, but A Good Girl's Guide to Murder and Ace of Spades are both young adult mystery thrillers that I have loved. This will also help me meet my diversity goals for the year. This one goes on sale in January, so I will read it this month to get ahead of that. By the way, the publishers who have sent me these two books are Farrar Straus Giroux Books for Young Readers, which is an imprint of Macmillan for There's Always Next Year. And this one, Oxford Blood, is being published by Wednesday Books, which is an imprint of St. Martin's Publishing Group, which is also within Macmillan. Then we have another Wednesday Books book. This one has some other interesting things included within it, like some little character cards and a bookplate signed by the author. And this one is called Balancing Act by Paula Chase. I am loving the cover of this book. It has a lot going on. We've got like a swan up top listening to music, and you've got some ballerinas in the middle, but then you've got some basketball hoops on the bottom. Very interesting. The description of this book says, a Sweet Valley high for a new generation. Balancing Act is a dishy, dazzling young adult drama set against the backdrop of an elite charter school where stars are made or fade. And it's about a girl who gets a scholarship to the newest, most prestigious sports school in the city. Oh, and those are not ballerinas. She's a gymnast. And it looks like she's gonna have some drama with Jamal, who is a member of the basketball team. And it sounds like it's just gonna be kind of dramatic and gossipy, probably angsty because it's young adult, but I am just really feeling the vibe of this book and I'm excited to give it a try. And when this book published, I'm not seeing on any of the marketing materials or anything, but it looks like within 2025, so it might already be out, but I'm excited about that one. Then on top of those books, the rest of the books that I want to read in December are from my own shelves, my own TBR. And I basically just pulled books that are by authors of color and in genres that are not mystery thrillers and ideally historical fiction, because those are some of my yearly reading goals that I want to meet. I have talked about, I think, all of these in recent videos, but I have two books by Lisa C. We've got Lady Tan's Circle of Women and Snowflower and the Secret Fan. These were both gifted to me by my awesome friend Gretchen, and I really want to read them and talk about them with her. and they're both historical fiction, which is a genre I love. I wanted to read more of it. So these will be high priorities in the month of December. Then we've got some books that were gifted to me from my friend Travis. Same story, I really want to read them. We've got Severance by Ling Ma and Martyr by Kaveh Akbar. I think these are more in the general fiction genre, so not historical, but hopefully going to be really interesting, hard-hitting, and thought-provoking books that I'm also very excited to get read. I've got The Stationery Shop by Marjan Kamali, which is just one of my favorite covers of all time. I love the gold shiny like foiling or whatever that is on the front. This author wrote The Lion Woman of Tehran, which I read earlier this year and loved it so much. You will see that book on my favorites of the year. I should probably read this book early in the month so that if I love it as well, and if it also needs to be on my favorites list, it can make that cutoff. But I think this is another historical fiction book, so super excited to get to it. And then last but not least, we've got a book that I picked up kind of on a whim in a recent video I did where I shopped at a library sale here at my local library, but I picked up Sing Unburied Sing by Jesmyn Ward. I think this is more of a contemporary fiction novel, but I've heard really great things about Jesmyn Ward as an author. She has won many awards. It looks like this book has won the National Book Award, or maybe just she won the National Book Award. I don't know, but I want to read this book, give her a try, and see if I enjoy this book and her writing style. Then I want to check out more by her in the future. So I think that's it for the books that I want to read in December. I think I talked about 12 books in this video. If I read all of those, then I will hit my yearly goal of 120 books for the year. So kind of important for me to read that number of books. But like I said, it will be a little bit light on the reading vlogs, but I'm hoping that will allow me to just kind of churn through these books kind of quickly, not worry about filming vlog updates for them or anything. But yeah, I'm really excited about all of the other videos that I do have planned for December. Let me know what's on your TBR for the month of December. Do you try to read a lot to also catch up on your reading goals, or do you take December a little bit more easy, depending on your personal plans? I don't know how busy your December is or how much time you have for reading. So let me know. Let me know if you're excited about end of the year content. Are there any videos you for sure want to see from me? I do plan to pretty much post the same end of year videos that I did last year. So I will be doing my best book of the month books, my best aardvark books, the best hidden gem books, or books that I loved that have very few ratings, then just my overall worst and best books of the entire year. And then I will do some sort of goal wrap-up video and set some new goals for 2026. So if there's anything beyond that that you want to see, let me know and I can see if I can make it happen. Otherwise, let me know if you're excited about any of those videos in particular. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else. So thank you so much for watching this video and I will see you in my next one.